What's up, guys?
What is up, guys? We're back at it with another
Back at it again.
We love the enthusiasm, Josh.
Yeah, Josh is excited about today's topic.
Yeah, he's got a good topic up his sleeve.
He's talking about how he trashed Disney because of women. He's saying women.
I didn't say that, by the way.
Behind closed doors, he's a different man, eh?
All right, but all jokes aside, welcome. Thank y'all so much for coming to the podcast.
Thanks, S.A.
So, what y'all got? What you got for us today, Rob? What you gonna do to spike the show off?
What you gonna do
with a bang?
Yeah. So today we are talking about bad habits, and
like the song or what?
I bite my tongue like a bad habit.
I knew you were gonna sing that.
And then,
I knew you were gonna sing that.
It's not like I'm not gonna go over here and say
bad habit leads to chaos in the room or something like that.
Bro,
I've never.
That's not how it goes.
Who is it by?
It's by Steve Lacy. I think that's his name.
Steve Lacy.
Something like that.
Is it? Bro, we're about to get copyrighted.
Ed Sheeran, bro.
Ed Sheeran. It is.
Baby,
Wait, wasn't that your wedding song?
No, that wasn't my wedding song, actually.
I think it was. Yeah, you were singing it, right?
No, it wasn't.
Hey, put the echo up on that, bro. Start singing.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Rob.
My bad. All right, so I'm not gonna talk about bad habits and how bad they are. You guys all know what you're doing. You guys are grown men.
And women.
And women, I guess, whoever's watching. Our small population of women. Or maybe there's more than we think it is. I don't know.
Look, the algorithm has been in our favor. We look at the YouTube analytics, and we have a diverse group. So thank y'all so much for watching.
We do not have a diverse
Yeah, we do.
It's like 93%.
We
We got a Cholo guy. Shout out to that Cholo.
Man, our biggest fan, our biggest subscriber. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
Honestly, all y'all's views counts.
Yeah.
Bro, this is why we've had 2 segments about you, bro.
We're just so grateful for
We're gonna include you in every one of our videos. And
We're making a tier list, guys. So let's start off in the very bottom, and we could probably
let's start off with
more.
this. What is each tier mean? Like, what is?
Oh, okay. So
each
I'm doing.
tier? So what is it like?
So I'm doing S tier.
Based on
S tier is the best. The best bad habit.
welcome back, guys. We took a quick break. Had a little technical difficulties there. I think my audio was too loud, but we got it fixed. We're good to go, hopefully. So let's get on with the pod. So
Let's get the ball rolling.
So we were going to talk about something, but we're actually going to dive deep into a different segment today.
I agree.
So we are going to talk about the downfall of Disney.
And The Last of Us.
And The Last of Us 2.
So, I'm sorry.
Do a lot of people even do any of y'all even watch that? Viewers, let us know.
Last of Us.
I know y'all probably watch Disney, but Disney films, Disney shows. I don't know about Last of Us.
The Last of Us is a
What
really
does that even
popular
stream
show.
on?
HBO Max. So
Yeah, no one has it.
all you broke folks don't
Oh,
really have it.
Max,
Broke
bro.
folks.
All the broke folks don't have it. They're too busy.
Too busy making money.
Leeching off in the people's Netflix account.
You can't share Netflix no more.
No,
They
you can't.
canceled that.
They still do it though, right?
Jailbreak the TV.
Just gotta jailbreak it. All right, but okay, so we're gonna talk about how. Okay, so season 1, The Last of Us was really good because it really dived super deep into what would really feel like into a zombie apocalypse. It really went
No
into,
comment.
I don't know. It just made it seem like there's so many people who are like, "Oh, I would love to be in a zombie apocalypse. I can do whatever I want, freedom, whatever." Until like you watch that show and you truly realize how horrible it would be. It'd be like going back to the Stone Age, but you have a giant group of people wanting to eat you alive, and when they do eat you alive, you turn into one of them. So it's like obviously nightmare fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question: so are you guys like the type to like the World War Z movie and The Purge?
It's all right.
And 'cause you get to do whatever you want in The Purge too, except you don't have to fear for people trying to convert you.
I think
so you guys are kind of like utopian stuff, like
no,
Mockingbird
The Purge is
and
actually
stuff.
pretty cool. I think concept of The Purge is cool.
Why to lower
I think it's just
population.
I don't know, it's like with that type of concept of a movie, I feel like you can only really do one good movie, and now they're just milking off of it as much as they can.
Because it's a yearly thing though, so they're just adding to the story.
And But yeah, I guess I do like horror movies in general. Though I think is kind of been lacking. I mean, look at all the what are those movies called?
Conjuring?
The Conjuring movies, the Conjuring verse, whatever they call it.
The first one was real good.
Yeah,
I like the
was
Nun.
pretty
The
good.
Nun was good.
I don't know. And then you got to La Llorona, which, by the way, if you
I
guys
never
want us
watched
to,
that.
if you guys want us to encounter or confront the La Llorona, see why she's been crying so much lately, let us know in the comment section. We will do exactly that. But anyways, I mean, those movies are just trash. A lot of the movies nowadays, though, to be fair, are surface level movies. They're not really, they're not delved deep into it.
Seems like it's like just adding on to some sort of sequel or prequel.
Yeah, it's either that. So either people are just lacking creativity, or they just want to see what milks the most money. For example, all the Avengers movies that are currently coming out right now. They're
Trash.
an abomination of what it used to be.
Like Thunderbolts?
I haven't
seen that one. I've heard that one was pretty
No, I've
decent.
heard it's good.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts?
Yeah, the one with
It has good Rotten Tomatoes.
with
wanna
Bucky in
watch
it and
With who?
Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky.
Oh,
Winter Soldier
Is that the
and-
one with the red guy? The Red Hulk?
Oh no, it's like a whole different random universe, I guess.
But I've heard that one's pretty good.
Knock off
surprisingly.
Avengers.
But it's because all like the Marvel movies now, they're all Marvel movies and the Marvel TV shows. They got a little. They're getting what's ruining it is they're getting a little too, I guess, political, a little too, I guess, woke. And which is dumb because I feel like movies in general, at least for like superhero movies, should not have any hidden agenda or any politics in it in general. But nowadays, all the Marvel movies is like, oh, women power, which is fine. But like now, it seems to me that every single Marvel movie that's coming out is about women empowerment. You know, when Marvel in general is typically caters towards men, so they just alienated their whole target audience by pushing that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Good example is She-Hulk. She-Hulk
Trash.
was abysmal.
Never watched
Absolutely
it.
trash.
Never
I
will.
tried watching
I
it.
never
Never will.
watched it. Miss Marvel.
I didn't know it was bad.
Trash. I just watched
The
like,
CGI
reviews.
for
Look at the
She-Hulk was
ratings.
like dookie.
It was pretty bad, and then the writing was bad. I think I don't care about CGI. I mean, if it's really noticeably bad, like Sharknado, then I mean, yeah, it's pretty hard to ignore it. But for the most part, if it's like if the writing is good, I don't really care too much into it. You know what I mean? The visuals, it is what it is. If they can't afford it, they can't afford it. A good example is Invincible season 1.
Oh yeah,
The animation, literally the first episode looked kind of goofy, but the writing was good, and then obviously the ending of the season, episode 1 of Invincible was, shocking.
Yep.
And it was good. It was really good. The writing just took over, and from if you watch from episode 1 to the very last episode of season 1, you notice a dramatic difference. And that's Invincible is another thing we got to talk about, but we'll talk about it later. There's just so many things we can talk about. That's
Apart from
the
it, like
cinematic
like the Star Wars sequels after the original sequels.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, those were terrible. Ray.
With
I
Ray,
I
yeah.
hated Ray when she first came out,
I
dude.
never even watched Star Wars.
I did.
I've never even
Oh
watched
my
the
gosh,
originals.
it was
Actually,
terrible.
It
I
was-
never
You
watched
never
the
watched
originals.
anything?
We could do a reaction video.
It's kind of like along, kind of like with what you're saying with
I watched-
women empowerment,
Yeah.
because
Oh, I
the
see.
main Jedi is Rey, which is supposed to be the ultimate Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, and she just has terrible acting, terrible
Yeah.
lines, and
Rey
it's
more
like almost copying the original
gay.
trilogy.
Got it.
It's like copying the original trilogy.
I don't
bro.
know
It
why.
sucks.
I'm completely coming from speaking from a non-biased standpoint. For sure, but
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know why, but it seems to me that every single time there's a role with the women leading it, and the woman was the protagonist. 95% of the time, it's like the writers are just like, "Oh, I don't care about this. Let's just have them put this, have them put that." They just put the corniest stuff in there. I'm all for like women being the main character. That's fine I feel like as long as the acting is good and the script is good, the writing is good.
What do you think about Wonder Woman?
It's either one or the other. They're bad.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Now
The
CGI was
Wonder
the effects
Woman
were really
85
good,
wasn't that bad.
but
Or
her
84.
acting I didn't like. I didn't like her.
Her acting is so
Well, a lot
bad.
of people say
Yeah.
that Gal's kind of being carried by her looks, which I mean, it's not entirely wrong.
Well,
But
I think she just fits in certain roles, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just Gallows. I think I don't know if it's just like her accent's too thick.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's her accent.
Yeah.
She can't.
Or
fit
maybe
into
she
those,
just can't.
Like, I don't know.
Well,
Her
it's not.
lines are
It's
so
not- Her
bad
accent or just isn't everything.
sometimes.
I haven't seen too many. I'd never even watched 1984 Wonder Woman, but I did watch the 4-hour Justice League movie. I mean, her lines were pretty bad. I can't lie, and her lines weren't like horrible. I just think her delivery was bad. She just didn't deliver.
What's she comes from? She's Israeli, right?
Yeah. Something
Yeah.
like that.
So I think that on top of her accent, I think she just delivers it differently.
And we're not trying to sound like sexist or anything about because usually 95% of the time the writing is bad and the acting is bad. But one movie that I did like, where obviously the main character was the protagonist, it was a Marvel movie, Black Widow. That movie was pretty good.
I never even watched
The
it.
origin had the origins of her and everything.
It had Scarlett Johansson, bro.
Yeah, just say it was Scarlett Johansson.
Come on, bro.
She's a legend, by the way. So
say it, bro. Say more. Glaze more.
No, I feel like when it comes to, I don't know, maybe it's because we grew up watching the older Marvel movies, but usually women in like the older Marvel movies, like the OGs, like those are usually the people that like that we look at them in the movies like, oh yeah, their movies are really good, blah blah blah. But I don't know, maybe it's because like the new way. I don't know. I think it's because everything's getting a little bit too woke now, and they're focused more on like spreading the message as opposed to the actual creation of the movie. And
I hate that.
I think that's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely taken a huge dive into creativity, and it's just weird that they want to cater to such a small population in the world versus like the big population that usually watches their movies and whatnot. So I mean, it's a shame, and that's just the downfall of Disney. But going back to The Last of Us, because we kind of did go a little too far off from it.
No, but I mean, it's good because it's kind of interesting to see like how cinema has changed over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I
feel like nowadays they just try to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
And like how Josh said, it's like they focus so much on like the actual message of the movie that all the rest of the cinema, the lines are like forced.
Yeah.
It seems like the action part of it is just, I don't know.
Yeah, the message should be like subliminal, but like not like it should be obvious.
It
but
shouldn't be
not
like,
to the point where
it
they're
to
like,
you. Yeah, it's like you're gonna watch the movie without
like a good message.
Knowing what the
a good message is going to the end of the movie and putting everything together and being like, dang, like that was the message of this movie. I like this movie. As opposed to just shoving it in our faces.
When do you think it stopped? Like kind of shoving it in our face and just being like less creative. And why would they try to push that kind of cinema?
I think pretty much 2020 kind of changed everything with cinema.
The pandemic,
the pandemic. That's what I noticed.
People got bored in their houses, started coming up with all these kind of shenanigans.
I think it just started after people just started like adding on to series that shouldn't be added on and should leave us kind of hanging and a cliffhanger, leave us hanging.
Nothing's original nowadays. Everything's either a series or reruns or like remakes.
Bro, it's like the new Spider-Man. It's just adding universes or combining them together or the Avengers. It's just like so many bad. Like, what are they doing, bro? Like
Avengers died after Endgame. Like after Endgame, Marvel movies have been terrible. Like, bro, like the new Snow White movie.
I haven't watched it, bro.
Trash.
You watched it?
I didn't watch it, but I've seen like clips of it and like everything about that. And the actress was completely like crapping on like the original, being like, she is not looking for a man. She is looking to be the leader she can be. In the original Snow White, it's about love. It's a love story. You just took the whole message out of that, trying to make things about woman empowerment and like wokeness. And I feel like that's stupid, bro.
What about the new Joker movie? I like that one.
I didn't see that one.
Trash. Bro.
Why?
I literally walked out midway because it was just an abomination of what it
really
was.
like from the original.
It's just turned into a musical. It was retarded. It was just completely stupid. And I mean, the acting was fine. I'm not gonna say it was. I don't remember their names.
Top notch.
I don't remember their name, but Lady Gaga and what's that guy's name who acted in it?
I don't know.
Dang, what was his name?
I don't know.
Let me see.
Joaquin Phoenix or something like that. I don't know how to
pronounce
Joaquin. My bad. I just completely butchered his name. They're both good actors. They're both pretty good, and obviously they wanted Lady Gaga probably because it was a musical. But why change so much?
Joaquin
Like,
Phoenix
Yeah, why change?
does not look like him.
Yeah, right.
No, kind of does.
He changed what? Because like the 2019 Joker movie was such a
It was
huge,
good.
massive
It was
success.
good. It was a really good movie.
He got an Oscar
See,
and whatnot.
that one was creative, bro.
Yeah, it literally like. We'll get into it later, but the point is that my question is, why did you derive like so far from what you had success from? You know what I mean? Why change from a gritty, dark movie to a musical?
I think they're trying to like commercialize it, like push movies back to back. Like, oh, the people aren't gonna care. The people are still gonna go to the movie theaters.
But we waited didn't we wait like 5 years just?
They don't care. They don't care about their main audience.
I would understand if it was like a year or two after the movie first came out, but it came out like 4 or 5 years later.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It was just trash, and then I feel bad for the actors because I mean, Joaquin literally got an Oscar from the first movie, and then the second one was
it was terrible. It probably ruined his career, if anything.
I don't think it ruined his career because afterwards, I don't know if it was before or after, he made Napoleon, and that was a good movie.
Oh, he did.
Napoleon.
No, he did it. He did it before.
Napoleon Dynamite.
I think it came before. Nah, actually,
Napoleon
man, bro, couple years late, bro.
Oh, 15? I don't remember when that movie came out, but yeah.
That movie's good, the Napoleon movie.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it. I mean, he's a good actor. He will always be there.
I feel like they choose him for the right like characters though. Like Gal Gadot, I feel like they don't really like. They just choose her for whatever.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal, the one that came out in Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
I think that's how you pronounce it, right?
Really?
Gal Gadot.
I've never heard anybody pronounce it like that.
I think it is. How do you guys pronounce it?
I don't even know.
I would call her Gal. Well, I just say Wonder Woman.
No, her last name.
I just say Wonder Woman. I've never heard.
It's like it's not Gaddy. I don't think it's Gaddy. It's like Gadot.
Another good example is, did you guys ever watch The Witcher?
No.
The what?
I'm meaning to.
The Butcher?
They butchered it as well. It was so good in the first season. The
Henry
second and
Cavill.
third.
Oh,
It was so bad that Cavill
shows.
just left. And rumors have it that he left because of they pretty much just went off of the outside source, like the actual source, and they just went their own way. Kind of like Game of Thrones, pretty much everything after season 6, right? Everything was like, and I understand them.
Oh, yeah, because the book ended after Jon Snow dies, I think.
The book ended like after Jon Snow died, but we've been waiting for the Winds of Winter for like 20, 30 years. That's what it feels like. And George just doesn't want to make it for some reason. And I understand the writers can only do so much, you know what I mean? Because it's based off the books, and then after that, the books ended, and they're like, well, we can't wait another 5 to 10 years for George to finish the book that he's been trying to finish for like 15 years now.
Oh, you think he's just scared of like ruining it?
I don't know. He just can't finish it. It's what it seems. Because like Game of Thrones started like what, 2010?
Something like that, yeah. Around the same time The Walking Dead started. It's around 2008.
2008. 10.
Yeah, I think that's when it started, in 2008.
And ever since then, that's the cinema universe of Game of Thrones have kind of just been his main focus. And then now that we have House of Dragons, and now we have Sir Duncan and Egg, which is probably my favorite series from the whole story.
Wait, what's that one?
Sir Duncan and Egg is kind of like Is that
a show?
Yeah, it's a show coming out next year.
Oh, coming out.
Or actually, no, I think it's coming out this year. I don't remember. It wasn't in previews.
About the Mad King?
No, the Mad King is going to be its own thing, but this one's more like the whole rebellion from the Targaryens and the Blackfire, I think that's what they're called, and it's based off this guy who's like, he's a giant. He's like 6'11".
Nephilim?
And, yeah,
he's a Nephilim guy.
He's a Nephilim, yeah. But I mean, the cool thing about the character is that he's like literally a nobody. He was knighted by a nobody as well, and nobody even believed him he was a knight. But he was called a hedge knight, and hedge knights in that universe, they would just go around each kingdom trying to look for work. That's pretty much all he does. And then he just happened to squire, or his squire happens to be a son of a king. And it goes really depth into it, but it's my favorite series out of all of them. I mean, I got another version that the cinematic universe butchered was Kristen Cole. I mean, in the book universe of the House of the Dragon story, Kristen Cole is one of the coolest characters in here, in the books, and then like literally in the show, he just seems like for lack of a better term, he seems like a cuck, right?
He does. Like, honestly, like when I first saw him, like before he got like whenever he was actually beating Damon in the joust, I'm like, dang, this guy's good, bro.
Yeah.
And he's a part of the King's Guard. Okay, that's what's up. But all of a sudden he's like, oh my gosh, Rhaenyra, I love you. I just want to be with you, escape with you. And I'm like, come on, bro. Right. And then he goes and spirals just because Rhaenyra didn't love him back.
All right, that's just weird.
Like,
that doesn't seem realistic.
On, bro.
Unless he's like mentally ill, it doesn't seem realistic, and he didn't seem mentally ill.
Weren't people like weird back in like medieval times?
I mean,
or what does this fall under? Like
it's
fantasy fiction?
Fantasy medieval times, yeah.
And I recommend reading the books. I mean, you could watch the show. It's easier. You don't have to, spend like a month reading one book.
Although I do like House of Dragons. I think that's a really good show.
House of what?
Dragon? House of Dragons. That's one that was really good.
Is that like How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah, right. Pretty much, but more sex and violence and pretty much
steroids.
Politics. Yeah.
They don't hold back.
Literally, they don't.
Well, so what would you guys be if, hypothetically speaking, if we were to go back in like medieval times? What would you guys' role be?
I would probably be like.
I feel like you'd be like a pawn.
A pawn?
Yeah.
I'd be a Valyrian.
I feel like Josh would be like a jester.
Bro,
that's crazy.
Imagine I'd be Joffrey's drunk jester.
Yeah, what? Bro. That's a thing?
No, it's from the show.
It's from the show. But like, I guess going back to the medieval age, like actual medieval age, the best life everyone probably like these people had were like either like some type of politician or king or duke, whatever.
I heard the jester was a good role.
It could be, depending on the king.
I heard it was. Yeah. If you were like good.
If the king liked you a lot, then you're usually treated well if you made him laugh a lot.
So now you're kind of just whatever he wanted to do with you.
But the only thing downside about it is if the king likes you, and then let's say like the king dies and there's a different king, then the other king's gonna be like, I don't care about you, because now you gotta be like,
he's part of your previous
how to make this guy laugh, right.
So.
Your roles to make some laugh.
Politician, I don't know. One of my favorite authors is
politicians would probably get like murdered every day, bro.
It depends. I don't know. It's like it's not as dramatic as people make it seem to be.
Oh, I bet it was worse.
It was no, I don't think so. I mean,
dude, I feel like the chances of survival when you're in like medieval times are pretty low.
If you're a knight, then yeah. But I don't know about politicians. But because usually politicians are protected.
They're probably overthrown.
I don't know. It's pretty hard to overthrow a king. You can't just build a little small army as much.
Yeah, but like think about it. The king is in supreme power. If you're a politician that's going against the king's views, bro,
you're dead. But most politicians weren't doing. One of my favorite artists.
So why would there be politics at that point?
I don't know. I mean,
if there's only one view,
I guess so. But I guess you could also benefit from that one person. You can live a good life just because you just wanted to. Support
just because you subjected under somebody.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so it's always like a chess game when it comes to this stuff like this.
I guess that's where chess comes from, bro.
Basically,
King and queen.
Pretty much, yeah. But you guys ever read Machiavelli or no?
No.
Oh, Machiavelli, the evil guy.
He wasn't necessarily evil.
I would say his intentions were always evil.
I don't know.
Machiavelli or whatever.
The whole point of his book was just.
It's human nature, bro.
Just to teach you how to rule, pretty much.
Human nature, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he does have some pretty brutal.
He basically says to give into your id.
Yeah, I mean, but like the point of it is like to rule, I guess, a kingdom, because even if you got to do what you got to do for your kingdom, right? But if
human nature.
If
so
the ends
surviving.
Justify the means, then it's worth it. So like, if I got to murder a bunch of people to protect my family, then I would probably do that, right? I think most of us would say that.
Man,
most of us would do that. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but.
It depends on who'd I have to kill. Do I have to kill like 50 babies or what? Like
100 gorillas.
100 gorillas? Hey, bro, just give me a baseball bat and I got him.
I don't know. He's one of my favorite artists. I've always liked him. I'm not saying I look up to him and I want to be.
I'm not saying like we shouldn't take any like notes from him. Like it's always important to like view different views. Yeah. But I think the whole aspect of that just brings. That's what brings wars.
Yeah.
And that violence to humanity. And I don't know.
I mean, I think wars are going to happen no matter what. I think Machiavelli. I think all of Machiavelli.
Yeah, but if we all think like Machiavelli, we're all going to be fighting all the time. Because we all want control.
I mean, it depends. Cause,
that's why I say that some things are good, some things are bad to take from him.
Yeah, I mean, that's with everybody.
Because you always want peace, bro.
I know, war, bro. War is basically fighting over politicians' disagreements.
Yeah.
So the politicians think like Machiavelli, bro.
Probably most of them.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But that's how they probably
Businessmen.
got. That's how they got what they were.
But see, like in business, bro, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense to think that way. When you're putting other people in danger, I don't know. I feel like at that point you're just like, bro, like just put yourself in that situation.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, not everything he teaches is a good idea. Same thing with Socrates. He was a. How do you say that?
Socrates
word?
was logical though. I kind of agree to an extent.
He believed that he believed in
You only
democracy, but the rulers should only be
you're talking about
the philosophers. Like he believed that only the aristocrats, I think that's how you pronounce that word,
Yeah, the
should
elites.
be the one. The elite should be the one to rule, and nobody else can rule. Like he pretty much like it's kind
Like
of
you're
like
destined to like if you're in that power, you're kind of destined.
no, not necessarily
have
that,
been.
but like it's more like if you're smart, then you can rule, and if you're not smart, according to the philosopher's eyes, then you're not able to rule. But sometimes being the smartest man doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a great leader. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, it'd help a lot. Don't get me wrong. I think it'd help out more than it would not help. But I don't know. Pretty much, you want to be a jack of all trades, in my opinion, if you want to be a good leader.
Yeah, just because you're smart don't mean you're going to be a good leader.
That's
think about
empathy.
it.
That's putting yourself in people's shoes and understanding people's
about it.
views.
Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, it's
That man
Bro,
was a genius.
you're gonna have to blur that out,
knew-
bro.
He knew what it would take to get people on his side. He had charisma. People looked up to him. He knew how to sway the public. And what did he do with it? Genocide, you know.
Yeah.
But he's a smart man. He knew what it took to take power.
Yeah, he was definitely one of the smartest men of his time.
But he's evil. Just because you're smart don't mean that you're gonna.
I don't know. Losing a war wouldn't always
I mean, even if he
coincident to defeat.
Yeah, he almost took over the world, bro.
He did pretty good for what he did.
Dang, you guys only consider the world Europe or what?
Yeah, I know, right? At the time,
if he took over Europe, it would have only been a matter of time before he took over the U.S.
I don't think he would have taken the U.S. I don't think he would have.
Probably wouldn't have taken
Eventually,
Russia.
to expand his.
He would have probably taken Europe, that for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he would have. I think U.S. and the Nazis would probably coincide. Never really do much with each other.
Well, Hitler really just understood like psychology and like how he can convince people to do things.
Yeah.
And I guess you can learn that from him.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he was a good leader for the most part. I think.
A good leader.
I mean, he was a good. I mean, he knew how to lead. I mean, let's be real. He was good at leading. That's why he got where he was and able to accomplish all he did. It's not like he was a bad leader. I mean, he did lose the war, obviously.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess he did it with fear.
He did lose the war, and then I guess, like you said, it was only a matter of time. And I'm trying to remember, how did he even lose the war?
He lost the war, like the breaking point in when World War II was D-Day.
D-Day.
And
Japan
ever since
getting bombed.
And then another reason why he lost the war was he decided to try to attack Russia.
Oh yeah, too soon.
Mm-hmm. And that really what screwed him over because he lost a lot trying to attack Russia.
Yeah, because he was about to take Great Britain.
Yeah.
But then D-Day happened, and then I think a couple failed missions.
Yeah.
It was like a domino effect. Like he kept all of a sudden he had everything, just started losing everything.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think that one country like the size of Germany almost at one point had 75% of Europe at one point.
It's crazy.
It's all
That's
morale,
insane.
bro. It's all morale.
Yeah.
For example, like Poland didn't want to fight; they just gave up. Like, okay, that's like 50% of Europe right there.
Or France gave up after the first day, bro.
France wasn't even
France
prepared.
has always been known to
Just got caught off guard.
France
All the little countries got taken over. The only one that was ready was Great Britain, probably, and they're because they're across the pond.
But even then, it was only a matter of time until they lost.
And
They were
Italy
losing
was
pretty
on
bad.
Germany's side.
Yeah.
Spain was on Germany's side. Half of Africa. Yeah, so really only like people fighting was Great Britain and Russia.
Great Britain's gonna always fall without U.S. It was only a matter of time. They weren't doing enough. I mean, they were literally being bombed nightly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's nothing they could do about it.
The one thing the edge that U.S. had over Great Britain, all those other countries that lost was its location. We're all the way across the world. Now, let's say Canada was Germany, right? And then Germany started with the U.S. We definitely would have
Canada's
lost.
trash. They're not gonna do.
I'm saying like switch their positions. Like Germany was where Canada is.
I don't think
Adolf Hitler was there instead.
I don't think that's a good analogy.
I don't think so, because I think the U.S.'s army, they weren't as good as like technological at the time. Germany was probably the most advanced, I believe. With like their tanks were the best. Their airplanes were pretty good.
Well, I don't. You know what I don't understand?
I don't know, bro. We barely won World War II, bro.
I mean, we were. I don't think we barely. I mean, maybe
it came down to a series of specific events.
Came down to the last round.
Oh, you know what I don't understand is where did Germany get all that money from?
I don't know.
Because weren't they in debt?
I mean, think
with,
about
like,
it.
The World War I, bro.
They conquered. At first, they started small. They started conquering their neighbors, and then you know what they got from their neighbors when they conquered them? They got their money, and they got basically enslaved them, took their labor.
All in a matter of a month, bro.
No, it was over. It was over the course of a couple of years before they got that big.
Because the Nazi Party probably took over in like the 30s, bro. World War I didn't start until like 39.
Yeah.
It took over like in 33. So in the span of like 6 years, they got all that money and they got reinforced. That's kind of scary.
Groundbreaking technology, bro.
I mean, Nazis were OP.
From what, Agartha?
Agartha?
They got groundbreaking technology from Agartha, bro, in Earth.
You're right. Then they found the stone. The blue stone, remember?
Oh, the Infinity Stone?
Yeah.
And they harnessed the power?
From Captain America.
They found the cube from Transformers, bro.
Dang.
No wonder.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, but yeah. I mean, I think Germany's pretty advanced at the time.
Yeah, they were
definitely.
And now they're really
ahead of the game.
suppressed by the Liberal Party, which I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wasn't Nazi stemmed? They didn't stem off socialism, right? Because I don't think the Nazis were hard right. They weren't right.
Yeah,
I thought they were.
Yeah, they were.
I thought they stemmed off the socialism party.
Yeah, I don't were they communists?
I don't know. I mean, they seem
weren't
pretty
communists, but
hard
they were-
right to me.
No, I think
They were a dictatorship.
Because they wanted,
No,
bro, they wanted
no,
like
but at first they were
their
a
people
party.
back.
Yeah, I think they probably started off as a socialist party, because they started off as a party because they needed to be voted in. They
Oh,
couldn't
yeah,
they couldn't
you
just
did get
take over
voted in.
immediately, because they would have. You know, the first things they did when they took over was shut down the churches. They shut down any type of opinion that would go against theirs. Sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? Silencing opinions.
Who's silencing?
The liberals.
Oh, I thought you were talking about rap or something.
Oh, what the heck?
From the last segment.
No, I'm talking about Democrats. Democrats sound a little bit more like Nazis than the Republicans
Oh,
All right,
okay,
I don't know about that,
No, I
guys.
get what you mean.
do. And they do, because they're so like,
I get what you mean.
you can't say this, you can't say that. You know what I mean? They sound a little bit like dictatorship. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
scary.
They sound
It's
more
actually
like,
pretty scary.
they sound more like Nazis than the Republicans do. Then apparently we're the ones that are Nazis and whatnot. Which is kind of funny saying that.
All right, but we went on a long tangent from going on about Marvel movies and stuff. But moral of the story,
Disney sucks.
Somehow guts.
that's the reason
Disney
why
sucks.
things are
Disney.
going downhill.
Well, I have another question. Like, what do you guys think? Like, is fueling that? Like, is it just rich investors? Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you guys gotta go in par with this.
It's
yeah,
just
Like, or does someone
definitely
actually think this is gonna be a good plot?
rich
No,
investors
it's
and
just
rich
rich
investors and the culture of Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean the culture of Hollywood's always been like that, right? I mean,
Well,
think about like one of the toppest donors to the Democratic Party is literally George Clooney, and he's obviously a big figure in Hollywood.
So, do you think these rich investors are really trying to push an agenda?
I think so. Yeah, I think
Why? Because you think the government is giving them money for that, or
No, I don't think the government's giving them.
then
money. Who
what's the
knows
point
where
of that though?
Who knows where they're getting back from, right? It could be from China, it could be Russia. Who knows, right? That's something we would ever find out.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
we got.
Because I'm like, who in the right mind would actually like? I don't know. Think that. I mean, the movie speaks for itself. I mean, no one's liking it.
Right, and they keep pushing it still, so it's a bit weird. Eventually, they're gonna start running out of money.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
they're
That's what I
not
was about to
making any
say.
money.
Like, they're not even making money. Like, an investor wouldn't invest in that
Right.
if they didn't have something like to gain.
Exactly, or at least an American investor wouldn't. So
There you go. Like,
knows?
like I said, that's why I was like, maybe he's just like a really rich investor.
no,
Just, I don't know. At that point, you're trying to push an agenda.
When they are
There's too many
pushing
movies
agendas.
like that, bro.
Yeah, I think it's the Chinese. The Chinese. The
Could be.
Chinks.
I don't know.
Can I say chinks?
Bro.
Am I allowed to say chinks?
No, you can't.
Okay, my bad. Sorry, crowd. Can't say chinks.
You know the equivalent of YNs in China's YCs.
What the heck?
What?
Oh, it's chicas.
It is.
Chicas?
Young chickas. Rich chicka, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, we're YBs,
Bro,
bro.
I saw a comment that black people mixed with Chinese know the exact amount to steal.
Bro, really?
Bro, I've never seen a cross.
Yeah,
I want to see what
have.
a Chinese black baby looks like.
They're black, but with the chincas, the
Really?
guys. Yeah, they're
I've
like,
never seen.
They're people like Josh. Do a squinty guys, Josh. And then
Y'all are
you
just
say-
making more and more stuff for me to take out. Yo.
But what-
Come on.
No, I just want to. I just
like.
want to know. I've never seen one, bro. Can they even be crossed?
Yeah,
All right,
I've
next
seen
segment,
it.
next
I've seen
segment.
it before, and
Okay,
the
what
first
are they-
comment was they know the exact amount.
Damn, bro. Look, that'd be OP.
Yeah. The brain of an Asian guy with the body of a black guy.
OP is.
Yeah, I know, right? These guys need to be nerfed.
Yeah, they might have to get nerfed, bro. That's a little buff.
But I don't know. Some people's finding that if you're born black, that is a nerf. I remember I saw this video that I saw.
Bro, what?
I saw this video of a retarded black guy, and people were like, "Bro, choose
Who?
a."
Beetlejuice? Wait, what are you talking about?
It could be him. All the comments are saying, "Bro, choose a nerf. You can't be double nerfed."
I saw that
You
comment.
did it.
We got to react to that, bro.
We're gonna have to, man.
All right, but next segment.
Oh.
What
Oh, okay.
Bro, we're not done with the downfall of Disney, bro.
Bro, we gotta move on. We've been on this topic for like 30 minutes. So.
Yeah,
Alright.
this is true. So, I mean, right now my segment is a tier list of bad habits. So we all know that bad habits are bad, right? It says in the name. But what if we had to choose the good out of the bad habits, right? So I made a tier list, and I'm going to use my notes because this is where all the magic happens. And
So that tier list, is it like, what does it start from? Bottom?
okay, so
top?
it's S tier being the very best thing, and then F tier being, F, you fail.
What's in between?
In between is like A, B, and C. So S tier is like the best one you can get.
So what does it go like? So F is the worst?
F is the worst,
then-
and then C as in like you're not. It's not the worst, but
Then
you're,
BA 's
and then
S?
B is like B tier is like, well, it's pretty bad, but it's not the best either. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it's not the worst. A tier is like, well, I mean, you could always be doing worse things, right? And then S tier is like, it's bad, but you look really cool doing it. You know what I mean? So let's start off from the very
S tier?
Yeah.
So S tier is just the worst, but you
No,
look cool
S tier is
doing
like
it?
the best. S tier is like S is like super OP type thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's start off with you want to go bottom up or top bottom?
Let's go to
Let's
the,
go with the-
no, let's go to the
bottom
bottom.
up.
to the
Bottom up. So
yeah.
obviously the worst habit you can ever have is just being lazy. Being lazy, you just don't want to do anything. You're just bed all day. You're just chilling. You don't want to do anything. You have no ambitions. You have no goals. You serve zero purpose. You shouldn't even be living as we speak.
Waste of space.
Waste of space. Waste of specimen. I could even say dog poop has more provides more to society
More
because at
nutrients.
least they can provide like some food for the flies, so they can be food for the frogs, or they can even be fertilizer. So you're literally more useless than dog poop. Anyways,
Yep,
yeah,
just sitting
saying
around.
that, yeah, you're just
So
doing
just
nothing.
laziness.
Just doing
is a
nothing,
habit.
just playing video games all day, laying on your couch.
Exactly. Well,
living-
actually, video games is its own thing because at least with video games you have. There's some gamers out there who put in like crazy work, like 40 hours.
unless you can put some money up in that, like
I mean,
go
at least-
to
at least you can make
competitions
some-
or
yeah.
like stream. Okay,
Well,
you're doing
what
something.
What would you consider laziness? Because like how you guys
Yeah,
said
it
it, if
was
you guys
just
said
like-
it's like playing video games all
No,
day,
I
then
don't-
you're
I
still
mean-
making money. You know?
I mean, because at least with video games, some gamer, not all gamers, right? But some gamers legit are like putting in like double shift hours. Like they're putting in overtime, 50, 60 hours in a game. And obviously they're probably not making money, but at least they're doing something,
I would
so
probably
you're thinking,
say,
so are you
lazy-
saying
like
laziness
laziness-
is just not making money?
Just doing nothing.
it's doing nothing.
Just
Like let's say
existing, just existing.
so
you're
you're
just-
just
all
sitting
you
in a
do-
couch doing like
all you
just
do
brain rotting?
is get up
Yeah.
and watch TV all day.
Yeah.
and then you don't clean, you don't do anything. Your
Yeah.
house is a mess.
Yeah, there's some people who
You don't
like
do
that.
the bare minimum. You're unemployed.
You're unemployed, everything. You're doing nothing pretty much. And that's F tier. That's the worst thing you can get. Let's go from there. So the next worst thing you can get
So the worst habit is not doing anything.
pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah. That's the worst thing you can do. And literally, you're running your body away because the more you're inactive, your body starts even doing negative things to itself.
So we're talking about like Howie from
Huey?
No, Howie from that one movie. The what's that movie called, dude? The Benchwarmers. You know Howie, the one that just stays in the closet all day.
Oh, but he does it out of fear, not because of laziness. He's scared of the sun.
There's a
man.
difference
There's a
between
difference.
fear and laziness.
Exactly.
Or depression.
No, but like okay, I guess
the next one I have is corn
Howie's not
addiction.
depressed.
He's just scared. He's just scared of the world until he finally takes it on.
Would that be a bad habit? A fear of everything?
I think it's a habit. But the next one I have F tier is corn addiction. Corn is so bad for your brain. I'd rather you be doing cocaine.
So you'd rather someone be doing corn?
Because, like, think about it. How do you think the Chinese work like crazy? How do you think these children are working overtime hours, making me my shoes? You know what I mean? From Temu and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, how do you think... You know what I mean? And thank you, kids out there, for making my shoes and whatnot. I'm grateful. Don't worry. You can keep taking cocaine to keep making your shoes. Because somebody's got to do it, right?
They're taking opioids.
Yeah. It's literally in the name. They're OP as they take.
Bro.
Elaborate. How is a corn addiction worse than a drug addiction?
Because at least with cocaine, you're working like crazy. How do you think my uncles build houses in a day? It's not because they're natural. They're not natty. They're not just, hard workers. It's because they're on that good...
Natty daddy,
They're
bro.
on that coke. They're on that good seed. And at least they're productive to society, right? Yeah, it has some bad effects, but... Like we said earlier with Machiavelli, the ends justify the means. So
I think corn just goes hand in hand with brain rot.
yeah,
Like,
They're both
there's
just-
it's just useless stuff. You're not doing anything. But except
No,
with
corn
corn,
is
it's worse
'cause-
because you're getting some sort of gratification, like a reward
So
gratification.
there's a study, and maybe our tech man Josh here can find the study for me. Good luck, by the way. And if as you stimulate your brain with like the basic normal stuff, I don't know if whatever you consider normal in corn, but your brain eventually gets used to it, and you want more. You want something more. It's kind of like drugs, right? But like
You want harder drugs.
you want harder drugs. You want more. You
More
want to do
dosage.
More. You want to do, and eventually you're just, watching
You're just
crazy
endlessly watching it.
things that are not probably legal. So that's what you end up doing. So those of you out there who are
Damn.
watching corn, you're probably going to end up turning into the PDF file. And we're watching you. You're on the list. Looking at you,
Yeah,
all
but
you
corn
corn.
is normalized nowadays. I mean,
It
social
was-
the media
it
says
was-
everybody does it, so it must be okay.
No, it's not normal. It used to be, but now everyone's starting to realize like.
Well, even
man,
back
corn
then,
is
there were
really
like
bad.
adult films, like there were like adult like areas where you could go and get that or magazines.
Dude,
and
I
stuff.
remember back then when I was a little kid, I used to like stay up so late at night, 3 a.m., waiting for those videos and films to come out, man. I used to be like, man, nobody knows about this. I'm like beating the system. Everyone out here buying magazines and whatnot, and I just get it for free on my
staying
on
up at 3 a.m.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, bro,
That would
this
come
is-
on.
Yeah, I just be patiently waiting. I'm not watching corn anymore, by the way, guys. So just so
Look,
you know.
Well, the side part is like even back then you could easily be exposed to corn.
Yeah.
Because I remember like I was exposed to it when I was younger too. All right.
What, Dexter's mom?
No.
That was like
yo,
the
yo,
gay-
she is
that,
thick.
that was the
but-
gateway to corn, by the way, was Dexter's mom.
But look. I
What is
Let
remember.
me know in the comment section what
I
was
thought you
your
were
Like,
talking
y'all
about like
remember-
his friend's mom
Remember
or something.
like you guys remember cable? Like remember like
what is cable? Oh wait.
like DirecTV cable?
Yeah.
I had a what
So
I
you
would
did
do
know about it, bro.
Yeah.
is I would go on the movie channels right when I was a kid, and then I would go back
Yeah,
and I'd record all
satellite.
the movies like Transformers.
Dish
I'd re-
Patino.
yeah, like what?
Tino. Oh, I remember.
I'd record like Transformers. I'd record I Am Legend.
Yeah.
I'd record all these movies,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember
You
I went
recorded
on
the
I
wrong
went on
thing,
the-
eh? The
No, check
wrong
it.
thing.
I remember I was probably like 9 at the time, and then I said, "Hey, I'm gonna watch Transformers." So then I watched Transformers, and then next thing you know, like it's on. Sometimes it records like
Transformers corn.
no. Look.
You recorded
Sometimes-
the wrong version?
sometimes-
the Adult Swim.
When you record something, let me tell you, come on. When you record something, sometimes it records like 10 minutes of like a different movie, or like 5 minutes of like the movie before, so that way it doesn't miss anything.
So you actively knew that.
No,
And
I
then-
didn't know that. I was a little kid, but I remember
Damn, dude, how would it show like an
I put on
adult film and
Transformers
then
and
like
then
Transformers?
it wasn't an adult film. It was like a regular movie, but it
would
showed
have-
stuff.
Oh.
So I remember I turned on Transformers, and then it's like some scene of a bedroom, and I'm like, what's going on? The next thing you know, like there's a man and a woman, and then the woman's all like. And then they just like doing it, and then me being like my little 9-year-old brain, like I didn't understand what was happening. I'm like, what is this?
Right.
And then ever since, and then like that's just sad because you really have to be careful what your kids watch.
Yep.
But nowadays you can just go with the click of a few buttons. Here you go, you're here. You know.
I mean,
Damn, that's crazy.
That was crazier, but like for me, it was literally Cartoon Network. Dexter's mom goes a gateway for me.
Bro.
It's just weird.
I never looked at her mom
Cartoon
like that when I was
Network,
younger.
I mean, man, even Sandy Cheeks was a gateway, right?
Oh no,
No?
that's bestiality.
What are you guys talking about?
Never mind, cut that off. I thought you guys were gonna go with me there. I mean, there's a reason why she's called Sandy Cheeks, and she's from Texas too. Did you know that?
Bro, don't even.
Dang.
What?
Never mind. You
A
guys
chipmunk, bro?
Okay, it's not.
Bro.
She's a
Squirrel?
chickmunk, but she's a humanoid chickmunk.
Sandy Cheeks from Texas. Was her name what?
Sandy
Is it?
Cheeks was her name.
Is her first name like Alexis or something?
SpongeBob, bro.
This guy.
SpongeBob,
This
bro.
guy.
Or am I tweaking?
Yeah, he's tweeting. Josh is naming her his favorite actress, right?
Anyways.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
laziness.
Laziness,
A
corn,
tier.
F tier.
F tier, my bad.
F tier. Worst of the
Alright,
worst.
Next one.
C tier. Now, this is a bit controversial. You guys would be like, man, you tripping. You know what I mean? But I'm going to have liquor in C tier. I just feel like if you drink beer, at least you're kind of productive. With liquor, you kind of just, you're out. You know what I mean?
Well,
You got the worst
dude, it sounds
hangovers and
like
whatnot.
like I think we need something to base this off of, because liquor kills you early.
Yeah.
Like if you're addicted, it's a habit.
Yeah.
You die early,
Right.
and it doesn't give
But-
you any benefit. If I'm
Yeah.
being honest with you, it gets you kicked out of places, makes you act different,
You're just
and then
crazy.
apart from that, like kills you faster.
And not only that, but you're just so, like, some people are so violent that I'd rather deal with a guy who's on PCP, who's just butt naked running around crazy. You know what I mean?
I don't know
dude.
about
I don't
that,
know about
bro.
that
I don't
one,
want to
dude.
chew my face off, bro.
No, that's bad
I think
sauce.
it's because you see it so often. bro.
That's crazy.
Bro,
by the way.
that's
All right, let's take a
crazy.
break because I need to pee so bad.
Pause my game to be here.
All right, come on, let's go.
Whoa, going back to the graph,
Oh, yeah,
or chart,
so
going
like
back to the
liquor.
chart.
And Josh will find it for us. He put up a little picture for you guys to see it. Josh was our tech guy, so give him a shout out. He's doing all the editing, all this thing, and everything like that. And we're not even paying him.
Look,
Yeah, the Patreon is.
Yeah, Patreon is so $2 a month.
we
for
need a
Josh
Jamie,
Jr.
so
We're
we're
desperately
considering
needing a
applications. So go ahead and email us at WingingItWeekly.
Winging Weekly Pod.
Email us at WingingItWeekly WingingItWeeklyYT@gmail.com. Go ahead and give us an email of your resume, and we'll see if we can get you paid for it.
We're not paying
All
you, by
right.
the way. It's unpaid labor, but you get it in experience.
Like
okay?
the YCs.
Just like those kids in China. Think about it. You're getting all this experience. I mean, you're not getting paid.
That'd look good on your resume.
They look good on your resume. They're like, "Oh, Winging It Weekly YT, or you're right in."
Yeah,
You
good
know what I mean?
editor.
So it's a good step to the industry. So
yeah.
we're giving you an opportunity, a once in a lifetime opportunity. So let us know in the comment section if you guys are interested. But going back to it,
Yeah. So how are we rating this of like severity of?
So I guess
Like how does each fall into that category?
I think the reason why we spoke why corn addiction is on F tier and laziness.
Yeah, but it doesn't
But
kill you. None of those kill you.
I don't know.
Laziness just gets
There's
you
just
in
so
a
many
endless
so
loop.
many things that we got to put into aspect. You got to think about it not only for the body, for the brain, but let's think about it in socially, right? I think it's socially more acceptable to be an alcoholic than to be a corn addict, right? That watches.
But people will
hardcore
know
stuff.
people. That's the thing. People
I
know
don't know.
you're
Like, think about it.
like
Would
alcohol addict.
Would you rather be friends with a guy who has a corn addiction, who is crazy into it, or a guy who just drinks hard liquor on a Tuesday night? I'd rather hang out with
On a
the guy who
Tuesday
gets-
night, it'd
what
be
about-
every night,
What
bro.
about the guy who gets drunk all the time?
Exactly.
Every time you meet
every
him, he's
night.
drunk, and he's
That'd
acting
be
a fool.
annoying as heck.
I don't know. I knew.
I
this one
knew.
guy-
I used to know a guy, and it was annoying.
I did
'Cause he used
too.
to be
His
every
name-
time I see him, he was just like out of it, bro.
Breath smell like alcohol.
I mean, I used to know this guy named Rodolfo, and he was really
Damn,
into
bro, you
just
just
hard
called him
liquor.
out.
I mean, shout out to Rodolfo. If you're still alive, man, which I'll be surprised if you are.
He was homeless.
He's a homeless guy. He always drank hard liquor and whatnot. I mean, he was a character, that's for sure. But he was cool, and I'd rather hang around with Rodolfo than some random kid who was just watching Korn all day or really.
So we're
into
talking
Korn.
socially
Acceptable, mental health, physical health, obviously, and was it social?
Man,
Yeah,
and of
it's
course,
social.
none of these are. I guess none of these are. What do you call it? Acceptable, but
None of these are acceptable, but I mean, come on, let's be real. I'd rather you would rather hang out with somebody who drinks hard liquor often than a Korn addict, you know?
But you're saying, like, bro, a lot of the people who. A lot of people think there's nothing wrong with Korn. So everybody and all their friends have a Korn addiction, and they're all like.
If you think nothing's wrong with Korn, we need to check your file, your USB drive, this instant. Because you are a PDF file. You're a PDF file.
bro, who just leaves it on their USB file?
Maybe,
Bro, talking about the 90s, bro.
We gotta check your drive if you think porn is okay or Korn is okay. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, wait, but we're saying that those aren't the worst.
Yeah, these
They're
are the
still
worst.
worse.
No,
those are the worst. F is the worst.
Yeah, F is the worst. Everything
S is
here,
the best.
it just
My
gets
bad.
better from here. Yeah.
In my head, I was like, wait.
We need to make a chart, and Josh will make this chart.
Oh my gosh,
And-
y'all trying to do everything, man.
Josh, he loves doing this type of work. Give a big shout out to Josh. He loves
I
this.
can't promise that, y'all.
Josh is feeling what those kids feel in China. It's not even in Africa anymore. It's China. China and Africa are like competing.
Africa's like
on,
off the map, bro.
They're competing on like,
today's age.
which country is worse for kids. And right
It's
now
either
it
the
seems like
the lithium mines or the chocolate factory, bro.
Dang, at least the kids have AK-47s, bro, in Africa.
Exactly. At least they get their own gun. I'd rather be able to shoot a gun like an AK than just be mining all day or making shoes or something. You know what I mean? Working off Temu and whatnot. How do you think China's profiting so much off Temu? And what is the other one again? The TikTok
Alibaba.
shop.
TikTok
And
shop.
It's not because we're buying all the money. It's because all their children are working crazy hours and they pretty much pay them.
Where's your proof? They're going to ask for your proof.
I wonder why we can't do that
Proof?
with India.
I knew a kid. I'm not giving up my sources, but let's just say he confirmed all this.
Oh, and he escaped from China?
He escaped from China, yeah.
In those little shipping containers?
Yeah. I'm not going to out him out, but that's more proof. Trust me, I guess. But, okay, going back to what we were saying. The next one in the line...
Can't shout him out. The Chinese government's after him.
Yeah,
He knows a lot of
exactly.
intel.
If I
Yeah,
shut him
bro.
out, he's getting shit right back.
Should we have an interview with him one day?
Bro,
Just to blur out his face and his voice?
We would, yeah.
Bro, you will be doing Jin Lao, so they're...
His name's not Jin Lao. Okay, the next one I have in the list, and this was going to be a little controversial as well. This one's going to be controversial, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from this, but you guys have to hear me out, all right?
Bro.
I think kids or people who are addicted to watching anime is almost just as bad as being an addict to liquor.
Oh,
This is just
my
up there, bro. This is up there with
gosh.
laziness and corn.
Yeah, this
though.
is up there with. This is not as bad as laziness and corn, right? But
Yeah,
this is
it
a
is,
step
bro.
above.
I don't think
Or
that's
we
just
could- we
like
could-
that's like being addicted to a show.
It is. Just as
Yeah,
bad.
you could be addicted to watching
'Cause, like,
any
people
show. Why
cosplay
it
to
gotta be
shows,
anime?
Just like how
It's
people
anime.
cosplay to anime, even though I don't
It's
even watch
just
that.
weird. It's just like I feel like you lose all aura once you say you watch so and so anime. If you ever say to a group of kids,
Flashback like 5 years ago, probably not.
yeah, but I mean, it's just weird.
It just
It's
got old.
always has been. It's just people on the internet make it seem like it's okay.
So Attack on
Once you go-
Attack on Titan's for losers, huh?
It kind of is, yeah. I mean, look at all these kids who are dressing up in these green little jackets, saying I doing the pose or whatever it's called for the scouts and whatnot.
But
and
some
then they're all like, "Oh,
Yeah,
Attack
but you
on
know the
Titan."
name?
they're just fans.
Attack on Titan
They're just
is
fans
peak
though.
fiction, and then they say peak fiction. Like what? They
'Cause
have the
they're
audacity
fans.
to say that. It's just
That's
weird.
a bias. That's a bias.
That's why
very
I'm
biased.
wondering. Like,
This is-
how does this like what is this graph based on?
It's based off my experience of life. Okay, if you want to lose all your aura, say you watch Naruto. Say you watch what are the other animes? Naruto. Say you watch SpongeBob, say you watch any type of cartoon that's meant for...
At this point, this is just cartoons then.
I know.
They're the same thing.
Oh, my. All right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we don't agree with Rob.
Yeah, we don't
There's
agree.
nothing wrong with watching cartoons, guys.
That's just a show at that
If you
point.
It's just
want
a
to look
preference.
cool, if you want to look like a Sigma, do never say that you watch Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any of these shows, but I don't agree.
So this for people
I think
who
it's
this
just
for
biased.
people who want to be an alpha male Chad.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Exactly. Is
No
this
wonder
for-
he has alcohol so low, bro. I mean, so high.
It's C tier. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. I think if you smoke weed, you're just as bad as kids who watch anime. I mean, let's just be real.
Wait,
You're
so
just-
C and weed and anime are together?
Yeah, weed and anime are together. I think if you're just a loser if you smoke weed, you're not even man enough to try out the hard stuff like cocaine.
Bro.
Because if you try out
Oh my
cocaine, you can just be really
gosh.
good at your job, right? Think about it for like the next. Think about all the Pablos and the Raúls out there building your houses. They're not doing it just because they're motivated.
Yeah, no wonder
because they
the
wanna
quality
get-
has gone down in over time, right?
Ever since they outlawed all these hard drugs, it's been downhill ever since with all the construction.
So
companies.
Rob is advocating to the legalization of the hardcore drugs.
I say if you're illegal, might as well, right? You're illegal either way. You're living day by day. You can get deported any day. At least make the most of your time and be a good hard worker by taking.
But, so you're
cocaine.
saying they
That's
can't be?
that's
So you're saying they
still-
can't be a hard worker without taking drugs?
I don't think you can. If you want to build houses by a quota, if you're let's say you're making a quota. I mean the stock market, the stockbroker. What do they call the people who would just watch stock markets all day back in the 90s or 80s or even the early 2000s? They were just they were taking cocaine so they can read the numbers like crazy. And if you want to be good at your job, then I say, well, why not, right?
That's Adderall. That's what Adderall is for.
Nah, cocaine's way better. Cocaine is so much better.
Yeah, Rob.
Cocaine
Rob
lasts like
takes
15
cocaine,
minutes.
by the way.
I don't take cocaine.
But it takes like it just lasts like 15 minutes, bro.
I don't know.
And then like 15, 20 minutes, and then apart from that,
Because, I mean, with weed, you're kind of just chill. I mean, you're chill and whatnot, but, like, why do you need weed to chill?
weed is for anxiety and stress.
At that point, you're just telling me you're mentally weak.
But why do you need cocaine to work hard? Then
Because
they're
it's like-
mentally weak if you can't work hard without cocaine.
But, like, to meet that
doesn't,
quota, if you got to build a certain amount of houses per day, they're not doing it naturally.
Bro,
So you're
caffeine,
saying that-
caffeine and
so you-
pre-workout, that's all they need.
so basically,
That's not even enough either.
you're correlating the amount of houses that like let's say like a team of workers meets a quota. You're saying that they all took cocaine.
More than likely, yeah. I mean, that's how the Chinese did it, too. How do you think those kids are making your shoes in such a record-breaking time? Not
They're all
being...
freaking snorting, bro.
They're all on
My
cocaine.
gosh.
Alright, break time.
All right, back
You
to
think
work.
you're getting you think Amazon is getting your shipment next day because they're crazy? What are you doing? That's racist.
Anime, bro.
This is racist.
No, it's
What
not.
happens when you watch anime?
Bro, what do you mean?
I don't even know what that reference meant. By the way.
Attack on Titan, they bite themselves to transform it.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, let's just say you're a virgin if you watch anime. I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't even take it so harshly, but they go hand in hand. But anyways,
Virginity is cool.
true. Yeah, it is. It's cool if you do it on purpose, right? Because at that point, you're mentally, you have that mental fortitude to be like, I don't need to have sex. I don't need to make love. You know what I mean? But if you say you watch anime, you're kind of just involuntarily saying you can't make love because nobody wants to make love to you. It's like that little meme where like this little guy is in the middle, and each time he walks around, everybody around him just keeps scooting away from him.
like
That's pretty much what happens when you say you
like
watch
if they got the
anime.
cooties or something.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next one, guys.
Negative aura.
Yep. Next one I have on here is doom scrolling. That's right. Now this one I was a little iffy on because I mean doom scrolling is bad because it's just like pretty much sitting down watching TV all day, being lazy. But imagine if you're doom scrolling like a bunch of Albert Einstein videos, just learning like.
That wouldn't be doom scrolling. Doom scrolling is considered like when you're just watching useless, pointless videos that you can't recall,
I see.
and that you're not getting any information. So basically, like Coco Melon or what do you call it? What's that other one that's like it's just like Skibbity Toilet? Like it's just
yeah.
random,
I see what
like
you mean.
constant.
Never mind.
What do you call it? It's just random, constant
Stimulation.
Stimulation.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so never mind. I think doom scrolling is F tier. I thought maybe if you can doom scroll a bunch of Albert Einstein videos, you turn into Albert Einstein. But never mind. It's an F tier, guys.
No,
I
at
think
that
that
point it'd
speaks
just
for
be
itself.
like
I think it just speaks for itself.
that's called micro learning.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind. You're right. That's my bad. Now that one I will say that's my fault. That's my bad. That's a fault in the tier list.
Yeah, doom scrolling is at the bottom.
I think
That's
doom scrolling
that's
is
along
probably-
with laziness
Yeah,
because it's
that's
just
true.
at that point you're just messing with your brain and your eyes to have a super low attention span to not even like anything.
That's true. So we'll put that one in F tier. If you're doom scrolling, you're pretty much just useless on your phone. I mean, you're making money for someone on YouTube, and if you're at least going to be making money for someone on YouTube, make money for Winging It Weekly, right, guys?
Yep.
All the doom scrollers here.
Doom scroll our reels.
Yep, exactly.
Our
You learn
podcast.
so much, and they wouldn't even be considered
Our
doom
10
scrolling.
reels.
Yeah.
You want to learn how to kill a skinwalker? We are your guys. You want to learn what to do whenever you encounter a Wendigo? We are your people. You want to learn.
You want to hear really cool war stories?
Yeah.
We're your guy. If you want to hear interesting animal
You
facts?
want to learn how to clone or whatever it is that we did.
You want to hear about the advances in cloning?
Yeah. We your guys. So guys, doom scroll away. We only have 10 reels or whatever it is right now, but we're working on it. And if our end goal is that you doom scroll for an hour, and we have constant content. Why are you dying? This is crazy, by the way.
Yeah, they're making fun of me, by the way.
No, we're not making fun of anybody. Okay.
I just remember that one time we were doing our own segments, and Josh was all like, "Yeah, I'm here to talk about Dolly, Dolly the sheep."
Oh, Dolly
The
the
very
He's
first
like,
clone.
this isn't gonna work out. It just walked out.
Look, I was tired and I didn't want to do it anymore. So it was like 11 o'clock because these bonobos wanted to spend all day talking.
Why just call us monkeys? You racist,
Bro.
All right, go on with your tier list.
All right, my bad. All right.
All right.
So doom scrollers, it's not considered doom scrolling, like he said. If you're micro learning, so come watch us and doom scroll away, make us money, make us rich. Because we want to be rich, right? That's the point of making YouTube videos, right? Anybody who says otherwise is lying. We're always honest
No,
with
bro.
you.
It's got to be because of passion.
Yeah,
we're
we're-
passionate with
I mean,
what we talk about.
It's a bunch of baloney,
And
though.
with passion, it then comes the income.
That's the
Look,
lie.
we are very
That's a
passionate about
lie.
what we do. We don't need
Yeah.
any money, but
Yeah.
we would,
We want to
know,
spread awareness about certain issues that we think are pretty interesting.
exactly. So if you want us to keep doing that and keep having the passion for what we do,
Then you gotta watch our
send us a
videos.
cashier's check in the mail at PO Box number 56.
Your bank account, writing
Yeah,
number.
What do you need your bank account information?
I think it'll work with that voice.
Guys, we're not racist.
No,
Okay,
actually
guys,
send it.
we're not racist. All right.
Bro, what? You have
Nah.
a good accent. Hey, how'd you know I'm Somali?
All right, so B tier, I have gambling. So gambling is obviously a pretty bad habit, but at least gambling, you can make some really good money.
Or you can lose all your money.
It goes hand in hand, right? That's the game of gambling. So
Gambling is one of the big sins.
That's
in the
weird
Bible.
because
You know that,
what about
right?
once you win, you keep gambling your
yeah,
games.
that's true. Yeah. So
what-
I mean, it's
what-
like the
what's
phrase
up with
goes:
that?
99% of gamblers quit before they get rich, right? So if you ever become that 1%, you're a multimillionaire. You're a billionaire.
You're
whatever.
better off playing the lottery, by the way.
You probably
I
are
think
better
all these
off.
gamblers think like, oh yeah, it's gonna be me, when it's really like 1 in like 1,000.
Yeah.
And the system's rigged.
Way higher than that. It's like 1 in a million type thing.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's way higher.
Yeah. So, dang, dude, that's crazy.
But if
Yeah, I
you
wouldn't even take
learn,
the chance
if
at
you
that
learn,
point.
because all these gamblers are just wired to they're just messed up in the head. So those of you who gamble because you're taking advantage of these losers, then I say you're up there in A tier, maybe even S tier, because you're taking advantage of these losers. But
because like they're
if you
always
don't know the
like,
game, you don't know the numbers, then you're kind of just you're pretty much a loser like these guys. So that's why I say B tier, because some people can take advantage of the system and get rich off that. I'm not saying about what's the other one that they just said, the one that you buy the tickets off. What's it called again?
Lottery?
Lottery, yeah. Some lottery, yeah. You're,
oh
you
yeah,
don't
people
have-
get
you have a
addicted to that. They
Yeah,
make that a habit.
really, you gotta
They
bring
play their
that
numbers.
Yeah. But like the blackjack, the 21, the poker, like those people, they know what they're doing, and some people know what they're doing. They get
I mean,
rich
I
off
think
of it.
if it's like poker and blackjack and
Was it Russian?
What's the
roulette
Chinese
or something
one?
like that?
You talking about the roulette?
Yeah.
Slots.
Slots. Yeah, slot. No, I don't know about slots.
Crabs.
Crabs.
Yeah, like the dice.
I've never heard
That's
of
what
crabs.
it's called.
You know,
No, you got to roll like a 7 or an 11.
Oh, I see.
And
you know how you shoot
or like
dice
pairs or
like, on
something.
the side of the
Yeah.
house or something.
Yeah.
You know, like the movies where they go like, and they just like slow
Pretty much,
motion
yeah,
rolls.
exactly. Those guys, they can make good money. Yeah, you can literally make like quit your 9 to 5
Or
and do
baccarat.
That. I will
I
literally.
heard
say,
baccarat's really good too.
I've never even heard of that.
It's a Chinese gambling game, but it's really big. Yeah.
13?
I heard a lot of people make money off of that
13.
too. 13?
If
a
you
Korean game.
if you quit your 9 to 5 to take advantage of these
Never heard of
losers, then I would actually support it and be like, you're making a good decision because you're making good money from there. I've seen some people make really good money off of these guys.
Well, so you're playing as the casino? You're
Yeah.
just loaning them money?
No, like
they
you
win?
play against the casino, and the casino literally kicks you out because you're just taking all their money. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a lot of aura gain from there.
Oh, like Mickey, the professional gambler?
Yeah, something like that.
Have you watched his videos, Mickey? He like takes a lot of, he
think
gambles
so,
a
yeah.
lot, and he like takes a lot of money
Yeah.
away from the casinos, and he ends up getting kicked out.
Yeah, literally
Or
just
banned.
like that. You get that's how you know you're good. And that's the type of gambling you want to be doing, right? You don't want to be gambling like lottery
slots,
where it's
yeah,
like you just
stupid.
get lucky. You want to gamble where
Or you at
you're
least have
making
some
the
sort
math.
of chance.
Yeah, you're making the math and you're making a good chance. What are you looking at?
No, I'm just looking at myself at the camera.
You can see doing that.
I know.
All right, let's go up to 10. So I got beer on B list because beer.
Because.
Josh is racist, by
Why
the
you
way.
sound like
You want me to say sorry? I'm Hispanic.
you
You
don't
want me
even,
to apologize for crossing the border?
Dang,
you don't even know
bro.
Spanish.
Yes, I do.
It's a mate.
I do know Spanish.
Someone cancel Josh.
Mi hablas español muy bueno. Por favor. Anyways, as I was saying,
Beer?
yeah, beer. So I put beer on the list because at least socially
That's
acceptable.
alcohol, bro.
I put beer on my list.
Bro, you're gonna just make our only viewer mad now? You're gonna make Carlos mad? Carlitos?
Hey.
Este güey no mames.
All right, let's go. So you
Okay, cut that part off. Alright, so I put beer on the B list. Now, some people be like, that's an A tier type of addiction or habit. But I like to say beer kind of does make it kind of fat. So much sugar in beer. But it is socially acceptable. You do get some aura because you're like, dang, I got in a corner drinking, not in a corner.
crack up on a cold one with the boys.
The boy, yeah, exactly. You're kind of cool, right? You're one of them. You become one of them. You guys all fuse into one human being. You guys all come together and do whatever you guys do. And I mean, it's just like
Until you become addicted and
Yeah.
can't get off.
Yeah.
yeah,
and have withdrawals.
That's the bad part about it, right? But every good has its bad, right? I think that's how that phrase goes. Every good has its bad. Does that make sense?
With great power comes great responsibility, bro.
I guess so.
Basically
Yeah.
what you said. No.
Wait, so if every good had its bad, then that means it was never really good to begin with, right? That phrase makes no sense.
Every good has its bad, but every bad has its good.
You're onto something, bro.
Yeah. Like every good has its bad. We get that, but think
But
about
like,
it.
does that mean it's good or bad?
Like fires, like wildfires, bro. Wildfires are bad.
Bro,
Burn down
beer is
ecosystem and
just
everything,
alcohol,
but
bro.
and the ashes grows life.
What are you on about, bro?
Yeah, he's currently on weed,
Yeah.
bro.
This is why weed is on CT, bro.
No, bro, I gotta snort some cokes. That way you'll say I'll be a better worker.
Aura gainer. All right, we're not condoning cocaine, okay, guys? Don't take cocaine, but if you do, at least you're being productive to society.
What if they're just doing cocaine and
Oh, well,
laying
then
there
Bro, I
and
think
not
this-
working
I think
on
Because,
nothing?
like you said, like whoever, I don't know if it was Stevie or Josh, with great power comes great responsibility. You got to know how to use your power, right? If cocaine's your power, as long as you use it well, then I say what's wrong with it.
You can say that about beer.
Yeah, I guess that's why I think it's in B tier because it is
If you know how
something
to
good on
harness
beer.
it.
If you know how to drink beer correctly, then it's a good power to have because not many. There's a lot of drunks out
That's
there.
subjective.
What do you mean subjective?
Because some people could get like stupid drunk and still do crazy like cool things.
But I guess
Some people can just drink one beer and knock out, and that's stupid. You know?
I guess if you know how to harness it well, then it's why I put it in B tier. But eventually, even if you know how to harness it well, you're gonna get fat. You're gonna get a beer belly. You're gonna get a gut. It's gonna look weird. You're gonna look all chopped, and it just goes from there.
Okay, I think this like tier list is more like habits that give you aura.
No, it's like whatever's mental.
Bad habits that give you aura. There you go.
Not just that, because you got to put in like. Mental,
yeah, it is. It is. Think about it. Because if you doom scroll, you're a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
But it's a bad habit.
Yeah.
You got no aura.
Yeah.
Video games, you got no aura.
I forgot about
video games. Laziness.
Oh.
It's like you got no aura.
I forgot about video game. I mean, we're probably gonna get a lot of hate.
No, it's like aura that bad habits that give you like bad habits
aura?
that give you the worst aura.
I guess you can say that. You can take it as that if you want.
So I guess doing cocaine gives you the best aura, bro.
I mean,
drinking beer gives you good aura.
I was saying this,
but it's still a bad habit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what this tier list is.
Yeah. What are you doing, Josh? What are you doing?
I'm about to watch some corn.
Dude, it's negative aura, bro.
Yeah, it's negative aura, bro. What do you think our audience is gonna feel? We gotta practice what we preach. What are you doing?
It's like, I don't practice what I preach.
So I didn't know you were going to stop your whole segment just to see what I'm doing on my phone. Are we not allowed to be on our phones on the podcast or what?
We got to put our focus to the audience.
Be like this, bro.
He was doom scrolling, by the way.
He opened it straight to Instagram Reels.
He went on literally TikTok. What are you doing? Bro, you're tripping hardcore. What the heck?
Yeah, he might be on something, bro.
Okay, we're going to... All right, you know
folks.
what? Okay, let me ask you guys this. Let's make this a little more interactive. Where do you think video games should be on the tier list, from S being the highest, F being the lowest?
I don't really consider it a bad habit.
It's not a bad habit.
Okay, why'd you say like you're singing?
I just said it's not a bad habit.
You know what? It is. It can be and it can't be.
You're tripping hardcore. By the way, guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but he's wearing his shirt inside out.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay monetized, y'all. So
I think it's on B.
Bro, you literally have a shirt that says "I paused my video game to be here." You just shifted inside.
That's why you turned it inside out, bro.
I didn't have a shirt like that, by the way.
I paused my skibidi toilet to be here. Anyways, what do you think?
I think it's anywhere between B and C.
B and C, that's a good one.
I don't think it's bad.
So you think it's A tier? So you think it's a good habit?
I think it's everything's good in moderation.
Nah,
so
bro.
cocaine,
That won't be a habit then. So habit is that you can like consistently do it, get off your schedule to do it.
I
guess that's a bad habit.
Let's just say, let's talk.
Once it starts like interfering with things in your schedule.
Let's talk in the likelihood of it, right? Okay, so obviously all of these habits are okay if you can do it with moderation, right? But
okay, at that point it wouldn't be a habit.
Yeah, exactly. Then it wouldn't be a habit. But let's say the likelihood of it being a habit. What's the likelihood of someone getting addicted to video games? It's pretty high, right?
All these are high, bro.
Yeah, all of these are very high, and that's why it's a tier list to begin with. I think video.
You look at you like that.
What are you doing? All right.
Okay,
I think video games are B tier, and I think it has its good and its bad. I think the good, obviously, for most people can say they had a bad day at work, they had a bad day in general. They just want to go ahead and just play some 2K or something, right?
But that's Fortnite, not a habit.
Fortnite and right, I guess it's not really a habit to begin with.
I guess if it's a habit, if every time you have a bad day, you go and play video games, maybe that's a habit.
And then like someone's like thinking, bro, I don't want to do this more often. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel good. And then they end up doing it from like 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours to 5 hours because let's be real, most people don't have that self-will. That what's that word called when you
self-control,
self-discipline,
all of that is. Most people don't have that, so let's be real. Most kids are probably playing video games 12 hours minimum. They're pulling off double shifts, and if you make money off of it, that's the good that comes with the bad. But let's be real, the video games are probably we're talking about the general population, right? That don't have that self-discipline that we were saying earlier. Because if you had discipline, it's not really a habit. You're probably playing video games for like an hour and calling it a day. then it's not really a bad deal. You're just steaming, you're just relaxing, chilling, cooling off, right? Then you're doing whatever it is in this tier list, and at that point, it wouldn't be bad unless you're watching corn.
So I think at this point, it's like how bad they are.
Yeah.
A bad habit would be like repetitiveness.
Yeah.
Doing this like interrupts your daily schedule.
Yeah, and I've met so many people who, specifically on Discord, there's a bunch of
If you chat with people on
Bro,
Discord,
freaking Discord admins, bro.
yeah, Discord admins, and then they're a meme, but these people literally exist, and it's kind of crazy. There's a bunch of bozos and a bunch of bums out there who just game all day, and that's their life. And I think it's not necessarily their fault. I just think they just got so addicted to video games that they don't want to do anything else. And I guess that goes with anything else.
I guess nothing gives them gratification.
Yeah, and it's sad, but at the same time, I put it on B tier because you could make money off of it. You could stream. You could react if you have a funny personality. People will watch you. I mean, think about all these streamers like Kai Cenat and Speed, IShoSped,
Allier?
I don't even know what that is.
Flight reacts.
Yeah, all these people, they have funny personalities, and I mean, they don't really provide much to society, but they're providing for themselves. So
I mean,
They provide entertainment to society.
yeah, I mean, but so does the jester. But I guess
everybody likes the jester, though.
yeah, that's true. I guess
Everybody likes the jester.
I see no difference between these streamers and jesters. At least us with here, you're not really. It's not brain rot. You're not getting nothing out of this. You're learning how to have aura with your bad habits.
You're learning a thing or two because we know a thing or two.
So you have high aura if you do cocaine, bro.
You have high aura if you do cocaine, and you're being productive, right?
According to this tier list.
Yep. So
That's
last
terrible,
but not least,
we got. Oh, I put. Okay, my bad. I put beer in A tier because I feel like beer does have its negative effects, but for the most part, it has good effects. Like you get to, Okay.
I think it's just you relate to people more.
Yeah, I guess like, if you have anxiety, social anxiety, you're like, oh, let me take a little bit of sip, right? And you're good, right? You're good. You're not sweating anymore. It does become bad, obviously, whenever you start drinking alcohol like no other. Now I put smoking on S tier, and I might be a little biased because I used to have a pretty bad nicotine. I used to dip, I used to smoke, I used to vape, I used to do all of it.
You got addicted to that?
Yeah, I got really addicted to it, but I beat it. I've been sober.
Did you get headaches?
Yeah,
bro, you're literally hitting your vape a couple months ago.
Literally, like last week, I was like, bro, I wish I could hit my vape because I missed it so much. Now I think it's pretty cool.
Bad?
It's pretty bad. I mean, I put S tier because, I mean, really, I should have probably put it on B tier, but I put it on S tier out of biasness, if that's a word. I used to have like a group of friends, and we used to chill and smoke together at work, and we used to even call ourselves like the nicotines, and it was just like, it was something.
What? The nicotines?
No, the nicotines. Because it's like at the time we had this black guy who was.
I don't remember giving you the pass. N-word
It's
pass.
not the N-word though.
It's a complete word.
It's a complete word, and we call ourselves that because there's this black guy named Otis. And
the nicotines?
Okay, I never said that.
I said knicker.
Okay.
Like knickers in your pants?
Yeah, my bad, you're right.
Like Nick?
No. We used to say, like, what up, nicotine? I mean, it was like something like everybody hated us because they thought we were going to kill them. When in reality, we're really just killing ourselves. But there's something with nicotine that just, just makes you feel good, right? I mean, it's not exactly, it's not exactly cocaine.
Releases your dopamine
it's bad for you.
receptors.
It's bad for you, but, I mean, you look pretty cool doing it, right?
No, bro.
I mean, if you're smoking cigarettes,
look.
not vapes.
Okay, think about it.
Look, I told
like a little
like a little kid.
I told Rob to stop because he was gonna be like, "Hey guys, my name is Rob. Today's segment is going to be
Hey, but like,
how to fight a skinwalker,
Nephilim.
how to fight a Nephilim," and he's gonna take the little straw out of his throat. He'd be like, "I got this fighting a skinwalker."
But have you guys you've seen Invincible, right? Remember that techno robot
Battle
guy
Scars
with the robot head?
Yeah.
I'll just put a techno voice on.
Bro.
In the future, they're going to create that, and I'm going to just be sounding cool. Like,
damn, bro, you're going to be buying off Elon Musk?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, the fact... I mean, it's not necessarily the N-word, but it is kind of the N-word for you with nicotine, with the N-word, so it's like nicotine. And then we used to be like, "What's up, nicotines?" And it's just a word that we say because, like we said, everyone thought we were gonna kill them, so they stayed away from us. And then
I give y'all permission to cancel him, by the way.
what are you saying? They need your permission to cancel something?
I said I give y'all permission to cancel.
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
Now they're
they
gonna
need your
cancel you,
permission.
Josh.
So they need your permission, right? So we call you Master next.
I'm not cutting that out. Go ahead, have your last phone.
Yo, masturbate.
Yes, Master. I'm just kidding.
I'm not cutting that out.
He's cutting this off, by the way. You're not seeing.
No, I'm not.
Pay $2 and we'll get the full unedited version of and Patreon. Right, Josh?
No, they getting the whole edited version today after what you pulled. So
If you guys are watching this far, honestly, I'm gonna be surprised if you guys are watching this far. But if you are, at least you get to hear us say the N-word, right?
yeah, you said the N-word.
If 5 likes and the people at the end of the video will get the N-word pass. How's that?
You don't have that you can't give out the authority to
That's
get
why-
that pass
that's why I
out.
looked at you. Wait, are you willing to do that? 5
No.
likes, 10 likes, 20 likes,
They-
100 likes.
They gotta send us a cashier's check for each pass. All right, each pass is $20.
What about the season pass?
The battle pass. All right, you gotta subscribe $10 a month.
And that's a fair thing because saying the N-word, I could probably put it on here. It is a pretty bad habit to constantly say the N-word, especially when you're not black. Even when you're black, it does sound pretty, you sound like a hood rat, right? Sound like a YN. But, I mean, man, if you had to say the N-word all the time, I would say it's B tier because I feel like B tier, let's say.
That's a bad habit.
Yeah, because I've met some kids who just can't stop themselves.
Yeah, people who can't stop saying it's a real bad habit.
Yeah, it's a real bad habit.
What do you mean?
What would you put?
That's good. That's on S tier, bro.
Bro.
Right, okay. Let's
I
be
just-
real, guys.
okay.
Comment in the section because I didn't think about this one, and I don't know why it just came to me, but this is actually a real thing. Comment in the section.
That's
where-
like saying dude, bro.
dude, bro.
It's literally like saying dude.
What do you think?
I don't agree.
You
With
don't
teens
agree?
nowadays,
Came from hate.
they don't care.
It came
They
from
just
hate.
see it as like,
Born out of hate, can't make it cool. Each time you say it, makes you look like a fool.
bro, who is
That's
this
all I gotta
Uncle
say.
Ruckus, bro? Anime, bro. Am I right?
Yeah, bro. This is what I'm talking about.
Nah,
think-
going back to nicotine, bro. I don't get how. Okay, I used to hear like, oh, you get addicted like super easy.
Yeah.
I recently started like with the Zins or whatever. I tried them a couple times.
Do you like
I'm
them?
like, how do people even get addicted to this?
I don't know, man. I remember the first time I tried dip. I got a huge buck of it and I put it in my mouth and I felt sick
Probably
for the
nauseous
entire
as heck.
day. I felt so sick, but I just kept doing it afterwards. It felt great afterwards. I don't know why. I just felt good with that pain.
Yeah, a lot of people say locked in. Yeah, with the pain, bro. That thing
Yeah.
sucks booty cheeks, bro. How do people
enjoyed
get
it.
addicted to
I
that?
kind of liked it.
Okay, I could see how it feels good, bro.
Yeah.
For like 10 minutes, and then like after that, it's just like, bro, yeah, I'm good.
I say just try cigarettes and just go from there.
I'm good, bro.
No,
I don't want to get lung cancer.
Don't do cigarettes. Especially don't do cigarettes after sex. Okay.
That's
The
crazy.
little shout out was crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Cigarettes After Sex has been my favorite band since 2017. I remember the first day I ever listened to them. To this day, I even remember the exact moment, the exact time I started listening to these guys.
Bro, I think that should be like on F tier, bro.
That's crazy. This guy listens to what do you listen to? Like,
You listen to Bob Booney.
Yeah, I literally heard you blasting like Luis Fonsi on the way over here.
Bro, it was freaking, it was Daddy Yankee, bro.
Bro.
Or
I listen to anything and anyone.
But all right, that concludes the pod, y'all.
Like, but cigarettes are like, you look like a little badass doing it,
Yeah.
and you get a buzz off of it. But you're gonna like, you might die soon.
yeah, I
You
feel
know,
like
like if you keep doing them. But I've seen people live pretty long that smoke cigarettes.
I've
and they're
heard
fine.
that people
So I'm confused.
people from different countries who literally smoke till like they're 96 and die from like natural causes. I think
yeah,
there's
that's
something
what I
here in
don't get,
America.
bro.
Something here in America that they put in here that's killing us, and it's a little weird.
It could be like all the filters, bro.
I just blame the Chinese. I just
Bro.
want to say that.
Yeah, everything's a Chinese fault.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it is, bro, but I have heard of that, and I think nicotine is good to an extent. But that's the thing, because like nicotine like helps you like just chill out, you know.
Yeah,
And it
It's
helps
like-
you be like not stressed.
yeah. I think it's better than beer and alcohol because at least smoke, cigarettes, you still control yourself. You're still in control of yourself.
Mm.
And with nicotine, I just feel like, I don't know.
Nicotine?
That's not that bad, I feel like. What do you...
With what?
What?
You said with what?
You said nicotine?
I said nicotine,
Nicotine?
yeah. What?
You said what?
I said nicotine. What do you guys keep looking around?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess nicotine doesn't really kill you like that. I mean, it's the way you like. I guess
It slowly kills you, but you're gonna think back on that time.
But how?
whenever
Like
you
the
got
only
that.
way I could see it is like how it constricts your cardiovascular system when you take it. But that's if
the
anything
only-
that makes your cardiovascular system adapt
yeah
to constrict and to narrow and to widen.
I think that's honestly. I think the only downside to it is that you possibly get lung cancer.
Well, that's all if you consume it through smoking.
Yeah,
But what if you do it through other means?
like dips? Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you still
dips.
get like
Gum.
If you do dip, I think you get it like directly into your bloodstream. That's why people do dip because it's more powerful. I think it's more
Gum.
potent. It does ruin your
Vape.
teeth, but I mean, man, imagine how cool you look with a cigarette in your mouth, right? And after sex and everything.
Cigarettes after sex.
Yeah, cigarettes are low-key pretty cool. I ain't
All
gonna
right,
lie.
guys. We got to wrap it up.
I guess that has to be on S tier.
S tier, yeah.
On
S
the
tier.
honest.
So
I
There's
think
no
it's like
way-
a good bad habit.
Yeah.
The best bad habit.
The best
on
bad
this
habit
list.
to have, yeah, is to be addicted
Yeah,
to
I
nicotine.
agree. Actually,
let us know if y'all have a different tier list in the comments below, or if
Yeah.
y'all think and disagree or agree with anything we say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Our TikTok, follow our TikTok. We'll put it in the description. Our Instagram, all that good stuff.
yeah. Nah, not Instagram, bro. Let's delete
Instagram.
that.
Bro, why?
Instagram.
Take Instagram, bro. We're just gonna focus on TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah.
All
right
right, I
now.
guess.
If they request it, we'll put it on Instagram.
I guess I won't put it on
Let's
Instagram.
take that
but
thing off.
whatevs. But anyways,
Why are you holding your mic like that?
thank y'all so much for watching.
It's a little weird, bro. Nothing.
Thank y'all so much for watching. And
Bro, no way.
what?
Nothing, never mind.
Damn, bro.
Think-
What are you with this corn, bro?
Yeah, bro. You gotta chill with the corn.
What are you talking about? I'm just holding my mic. You act like I'm like this.
Why do you hold your mic if it has a stand, though?
You about to do stand-up comedy?
Thank y'all so much for watching.
Yeah, you weird, bro. If you guys agree, disagree, I mean, I feel like this is a really good tier list, and you guys can like and share share it with your friends, and let them know if like, oh man, look what this guy said about your addiction. I'm looking at you, all you guys who Naruto lovers who love pleasing yourself to cartoon figures. We know you guys do it.
Freaking hentai or something like
Yeah.
that.
All right, that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching, and peace.
See
All
ya.
right, see ya.